Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Vikilia here and I'm back with another tutorial. So in today's video, I'm going to be making a checkered crochet bag. This bag is super easy. It's very basic. You only need to know your basic stitches to be able to make this bag. You can make this bag in different sizes and I'll show you how to do that in the video. Don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe, and also turn on post notifications so you can get notified every single time I upload a new video. If you make this bag, don't forget to tag me. My Instagram and everything will be down below. And if you have any questions or concerns about this bag, you could also ask me in the comments as well. Now let's get started. So for today's video, I'm going to be using navy blue and white yarn. These are both 100% acrylic. Most people use cotton yarn for this, but I'm just going to be using 100% acrylic because I don't have cotton yarn. But feel free to use whatever yarn you want because they all work out. And I'm also going to be using a 5.5mm crochet hook, and I'm also going to be using a pair of scissors. So to get started, I'm going to start off with my white yarn and I'm going to make a slip knot. And I'm also sorry for all the background noise. It's the freezer that's making that sound. So yeah, make a slip knot and make a chain of 56. So I've made my chain of 56 and now I'm just gonna chain 2 for turning. So once you've made your chain that is a multiple of 4, you're just gonna add 2 extra chains for turning. And now what we're gonna do is make a double crochet in the third stitch from the hook. So we chain 2, so we're gonna block off those 2 chains and make a double crochet into that third stitch from the hook. So 1, 2, and insert. So I've made my first double crochet and I'm gonna make 3 more double crochet, making that 4 in total. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So before we finish the last or the 4th double crochet, we're just gonna yarn over and pull through until we have 2 loops on our hook, and then we're gonna introduce the next color, which is blue, and then you're just gonna wrap it around your hook and pull it through, and then we're done for the 4th stitch. So we're done for the 4th double crochet. Now what we're gonna do is take the white yarn to the back because we're gonna start working on the blue now, and then insert a double crochet. But while inserting that double crochet, you're also gonna take the 2 yarn, so the white yarn and the blue string, and then you're gonna tuck it under like this and then pull through, and then that way it's hidden and we're not cutting off the yarn and attaching and cutting off. We're just gonna hide the yarn under. So make a double crochet with the blue yarn and you're gonna make 3 more double crochet, making that 4 in total. So you're gonna block that off. 2, 3, 4, now we're onto the 4th stitch, and we only have 2 loops on our hook. Now we're gonna drop the blue yarn, and we're gonna take the white yarn and yarn over and pull through. Now we're gonna start working with the white. So I'm just gonna take my scissors and cut this off because I don't need this anymore. So we're gonna start working with the white, and so yarn over and make 4 double crochets, and make sure you're tucking the blue under. So 1, 2, 3, and then 4. And then don't pull everything through. Take the blue yarn and then yarn over and then pull through. And this is how we're gonna keep working all the way for the rest of the row. Okay, so I'm almost done with my first row, but I just wanted to show you guys that when you're at your last row, you must have 4 rows left to double crochet. So yeah, and also make sure that your yarn is not tangled, because it can get really tangled and it's not really fun. So just make sure that your yarn, just try to make sure that your yarn is like tangle free, so you could work more efficient and you could work more faster. So yeah, so I'm done with row 1, and this is what it looks like. You should have 14 squares, or semi-square or half square. So for row 2, you're gonna chain 2 with the color that you have here, which is blue for me. So you're gonna turn your work, and you're gonna be careful with this one because the yarn could tangle. So turn your work, and then with this same color, we're gonna use the blue yarn to crochet on here. So we're gonna make 2 rows for each square. So 2 rows of every color for each square. So make your first double crochet, and don't forget to always tuck your yarn under. So first double crochet, second double crochet, third double crochet, and fourth double crochet. And in the fourth one, we're gonna switch the colors, so switch to white and then pull through. And then from here, we're gonna continue with the white yarn. So first double crochet for white, second double crochet, third double crochet, and fourth double crochet. And always tuck your yarn. Now we have 2 rows, 2 loops on our hook, and then we're just gonna switch the colors. So that's what we're going to be doing for all the rows, and I'm going to be doing that for each square. I'm just going to be switching the colors like that. So always make sure you have two colors or 2 rows for each square. And now I'm just gonna go ahead and finish, and then I'll meet you guys once I'm at the end. So I'm finishing my last stitch for row 2, and that's I'm finishing the last square. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna switch colors because we're done with the first squares, right? So we have to begin a new row for the squares. So we're gonna switch the colors. So switch it to blue and then chain 2. Then turn your work. And now we're gonna start a fresh new batch of squares. So right on the white, I'm gonna continue with the blue, and then I'm gonna start with the blue and white, blue, white, and that's how it's gonna go. So make that first double crochet, make that second double crochet, make that third double crochet, and make that 4th double crochet. And we have 2 loops on our hook. Then we're gonna grab the white yarn, yarn over, and pull through. Now we're gonna start the white square on the blue. So first double crochet, second double crochet, and third double crochet, and 4th. 2 loops on your hook, grab the other yarn, yarn over, and pull through, and then keep on going with the same sequence. You guys already familiar? I hope you guys are already familiar with this. If not, I'm just gonna do 1 more row and then we'll continue from there. So I'm gonna do this row off camera, and then I'm gonna come back for 1 more row and then we'll continue from there. Okay, so I'm on my last stitch, and from here I'm not gonna change colors because we're not done with the square, and the square is just a half, so we have to complete it, and we need the same color to start off here. So chain 2, then turn. From here we're gonna continue with the square. So make sure you tuck in the other blue yarn and then insert a double crochet with the white yarn. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then from here we have 2 loops. We're gonna yarn over and pull through and continue with the blue yarn. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So continue with the white. 1, 2, 3, and then 4. And now you can see it's starting to form that checkerboard pattern, and we're starting to have complete squares. So yeah, so you guys probably understand what we're doing now. So I'm just gonna go ahead and then I'm gonna continue till I have about 12 squares, 12 squares in total, which is I think 24 rows. So yeah, I'm gonna go continue, and I'm also gonna give you guys an update on where I am and how everything's going, so no worry about that. So yeah, I'm just gonna go off camera and do about half of the rows, and I'm gonna come back. Okay, so I just wanted to show you guys the little update that I promised you all. So right now I currently have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. I currently have 7 squares, and I'm working on my 8th square. So this is what I have so far. I'm just repeating the same thing, and I'm just making a whole block. So when I have 12 squares, I'll meet you guys so that we can work on this portion. So when we reach here, we should have 12 squares. So I'll come here and I'll teach you guys how to decrease for the both of them. Okay, so guys, I have completed 12 squares and I have all my squares done. And now we're gonna start decreasing. So these parts, we're gonna start to decrease upwards. So we're only gonna decrease a total of 4 squares. So the first 4 are the ones that we're gonna be decreasing. Okay, so we're just gonna keep going on like as if we'd continue the next row. So we have to change our colors since we have a complete square. So yarn over with the white yarn and chain 2, then turn your work. So what we're gonna do from here is to continue our rows all the way till we get to the 4th square. So I've gone all the way for 4 squares right now. So I'm just gonna chain 2 like I would regularly do, and then I'm going to turn my work. And so from here, we're just gonna start decreasing our rows. So yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through. You should have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and then insert into the next stitch. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and yarn over, pull through the remaining 2 loops, and that's 1 decrease. So we're just gonna keep going on and switch the colors. So you'd crochet normally so just crochet normally until you get to this point, and chain 2, and then turn, and then you'd keep crocheting as you normally would. And then so from here, we're going to make a decrease. So yarn over, so we only have 2 stitches left. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, then insert into the next stitch, then yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and then yarn over, pull through the remaining 2 loops. So chain 2, or just chain 2 or chain 1. Yeah, chain 1. And then turn. And then we're also going to make another decrease because we're working on this side. So yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, then insert into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and we also have to change the yarn color, so yarn over and pull through with the blue yarn, and then keep crocheting as you'd normally would. And that's how you're gonna just keep alternating everything until you have all your stitches. And as you can see, it's already forming that decreasing line that we want. And we're just gonna go on to, we have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5.5. So we're just gonna keep decreasing until we have a total of 5.5 squares. So right now I am done with the first decrease, and what I'm gonna do is I am going to chain 2. So I already chained 1, and then 2, and I'm gonna get my scissors and cut off the 2, cut off both colors, and then pull through. And then you want to make a knot. You want to make 2 knots at the end. So I'm done with the first one, and now I'm just gonna do the second one. So just remember, we're only decreasing 4 squares, and we're decreasing this way. So if you want to attach the yarn, what you're gonna do is to go over like this. So you're gonna turn your work and then count 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then make a slip knot, and then into this stitch right here, insert your hook and put your hook through that slip knot, and then pull through. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna start crocheting. And remember, for that first row, we're not making any decrease. So you're gonna keep crocheting, and then you add your next color, and then keep decreasing. So yeah, keep decreasing. I'm gonna go do my decreasing off camera, and I'll meet you guys when I have the 2 complete parts. Okay, so I have finished both parts, and this is where I just wanted to remind you that if you haven't finished both parts, just go finish both parts, because this is after I've finished both parts. So I finished all of them, and they look identical to each other because I did the exact same thing that I did on this one. So this is where we're gonna start attaching everything together. And I placed them on the opposite side. So here's white and here's blue, and here's blue and here's white. And So we're gonna start sewing everything together, and the part that's gonna be facing us is the part that you want inside, and it's the part that you don't want anybody to see. And the part that's gonna be facing inside is the part that's gonna be facing outside once we're all done. So grab your darning needle or your crochet hook, and then I'm gonna start joining everything together from the bottom. Okay, so I'm gonna be using 2 strings of yarn, so I'm just gonna be doubling the yarn because the yarn that I'm using is pretty thin and I don't want my work to just unravel or tear or whatever. So I'm gonna be doubling the yarn, and we're just gonna make a slip knot. So make a slip knot, and then insert your hook into that slip knot, and then take it out. So what you're gonna do is to grab both pieces of your work and then align them together, and then insert your hook into that point. Then insert your hook into that slip knot and then pull through. So chain 1, and everything's nice and secure. So what we're gonna start doing from here is to place your hook into that first stitch, and then place your hook into that other stitch, and then make a slip stitch. So place your hook into that first and then the second and make a slip stitch. So you're gonna make a slip stitch throughout the whole borders for this part of the bag. So I finished single crocheting all the way, and I just chained 2. And so what I'm gonna do from here is I'm gonna get my scissors, and then I'm gonna cut off and then pull through. So this is what the inside looks like, all neat and clean, very clean seam, and this is what we want for our work. You can't even differentiate what part I just finished right now. See, it looks very neat, and that's what we're going for. So yeah, so the next thing we're gonna do is to get our darning needle and white yarn, and we're gonna sew on the edges. We're gonna sew all the way from here to here, and also here to here. So I'm gonna just prep my yarn and my darning needle, and I'll come back to show you how I sew everything together. So right now I have prepped my darning needle and the yarn, and I always like to double everything. So you can see it's 2 strands, and I also made 3 knots at the end. So what we're gonna do now is to align our work, and then we're gonna start from here. So what you're gonna do is to just put in the darning needle. So through the other way, we're gonna go out like this. And we're gonna go in here again. And then we're gonna go in here. And then we're gonna come out from here. And that's what we're just gonna be doing throughout the rest of the bag. Ouch. So guys, I finished sewing this part of the bag and this part, and now it's time to sew this part all the way from here to here, and I'm just gonna do that off camera. And I just wanted to tell you to make sure your string is very long, because while I was sewing, my string finished and I had to attach a new one. So preferably just make sure your string is very long before you start sewing. Okay, so I've sewn everything together and this is what I have so far. So I'm just gonna turn it inside out. So this is what I have. You can see that clean finish and the clean finish on this side as well. And then what we're gonna do now, oh wow, this bag actually looks nice. So what we're gonna do now is that these parts are gonna connect, but it's too short, so I'm going to make like a chain so I could connect the both of them together. So it's like the strap for the handle for the shoulder part, and I'm just gonna do that right now. So I've made a total of 9 squares and a total of 18 rows, and this is gonna be like the shoulder portion of the back. So it's gonna go like this. So I'm just gonna get my darning needle and I'm gonna sew everything together. But before you want to sew, you want to make sure everything is inside out, because this is the back. So you want to make sure everything is inside out. So you're gonna get your darning needle and sew, and you want to sew these two sides together, and you also want to sew these other two sides together. So that's what I'm gonna do. So I've attached the first part and this is what it looks like, and now I'm just gonna do the same thing. Make sure you're not twisting, make sure it's straight, and I'm just gonna attach the second one onto this part. So I finished sewing everything together. Now I'm just gonna put everything inside out. And this is what I have. This is what I have. So I'm gonna go clean up everything and I'm gonna like put all these split ends and everything, and I'm gonna cut everything and I'm gonna get back to you. So this is everything for the bag. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Also turn on post notifications. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure you give it a big like and make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also follow my Instagram. It will be down below in the description box. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in my next video.